So how can you win forever in crypto? Now, I've been around for a few cycles since around 2017, and I've seen the same things happen again and again. And I've seen a specific way to always win, and you'll win forever. All right. Now, from making this video, the crypto market is quite shaky right now. Bitcoin's dropped below 100K. A lot of people have been liquidated. A lot of people, especially with leverage positions, have been liquidated. And I would not recommend doing leverage with crypto at all. The market's just not mature enough to play with leverage. I personally don't think. It becomes a casino when you start doing that, because Bitcoin's liquidity and the way the crypto markets are so manipulated by news and different events, the wicks are too large, so putting a stop loss will just get wicked out in a lot of cases. You have to position yourself as more of a spot position, right? While you have your career going on, while you have your businesses going on, whatever you do, you should get into crypto when the market is fearful. I've seen it time and time again. Even if you just follow the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, every time it's in extreme fear, just DCA. But don't do it on these crappy tokens, because I have a prediction that, like, after this bear market that's about to happen, I don't believe we're in a bear market yet, but I believe that when we do have that one, you will not see 99% of these coins recover. It will be too institutionalized. You will see just the cryptos that have utility, have actual impact in the world. They will thrive. Like, for example, Bitcoin, of course, Solana, XRP. Those ones. Chainlink is a good one. Those type of cryptos, I believe, will survive because they've actually got a use case, right? Now, how do you win forever? You need to buy when, of course, everyone says buy when the market's fearful, but you actually have to buy when the market's fearful. You have to buy when everyone is telling you not to buy. Everyone's saying, "Oh, crypto's over, bear market, it's that." That's when you buy. But you don't say you got 10 grand. You don't put your whole 10 grand in. You put a percentage of it. Say you got a good dip you want to get in, maybe put 3K in, but then with the rest you want a dollar cost average. Now you want to keep investing. If it drops, you invest lower and lower and lower, because what that does, that brings your average price that you've bought in on these good utility tokens or cryptos with actual you have belief in. You're bringing your average buy-in lower and lower and lower. That means your risk is lower technically, because all you need now is price to just go up to even the levels that you started with, and you're already in profit. That's how you win. That's how I'm winning. That's how I always see the people around me in the space make money. You need a low dollar cost average price in. And if you do not get that and the market pumps, do not get in. It looks so attractive to get in on a candle because it's boom, and you're thinking, then everyone starts talking about it on Reddit, Twitter, all of these things saying, oh, this crypto's get in now before it hits the moon. That is exactly when you do not get in, because now your dollar cost, your average buy-in is too high. You need to either get in before the explosion, or you don't get in at all. All right. Make sure you remember that. And that's with most markets and things anyway. You want to get in, especially with crypto though, at the lows, when it's dying, when you have that consolidation range before it explodes, right? That's when the accumulation happens. You need to be in that accumulation, right? That's how you do it. And then as it does explode, so now you've got in at a lower buy price, and then you have that massive candle that comes out of nowhere, which usually happens a lot of times. You want to now trim off your profits when everybody else is greedy, because everyone else is now getting FOMO, and that's what they want you to do. The people who are the big bag holders on this token, they want you to do that because you're going to be liquidity for them to sell off their positions, right? I wouldn't hold any crypto longer than 10 years other than Bitcoin. I would cycle the rest, make profits, yes, buy it back again, but I wouldn't just hold it other than if it's Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a whole different case. It's the halvings and the supply, sort of the whole structure and economics of Bitcoin is different. So for the others, when it does explode, you need to trim off. But then you also do want to get the gains if it explodes again. Now, this is the one for in, one for out approach, which is what I do. In the market conditions like it is now, I don't I'm not fully in heavy in crypto because we already had an expansion. I took some healthy profits and I leave the rest it's called a moon bag. You leave the rest. So now you've got your cash sitting there. If the price absolutely melts, you can get that lower average buy-in, like I said. However, if it expands, then now you've just expanded your moon bag. You're good either way now. You're not missing out, you're not getting FOMO, and you're not missing out if it goes down, you're not losing all your portfolio. That's the key of profit taking. You should always take profit, whether you're trading, day trading, or you're in crypto, you're swing trading, or you're spot trading, long-term positions. You should always take profits. The money does not count until you've secured it. Remember that. If that's one thing you want to take from this video, just remember that the money does not count until you have secured it. It's all good. There's a lot of people in the Doge phase that when Doge exploded, they're all seeing $1 million and they did not secure it, and then all of a sudden the same thing happens again. There will be a bear market. Now I think that we are not at the end of the bull market yet, because usually, based on history doesn't repeat but it rhymes, and usually there's a lot more FOMO before that huge liquidity gets taken out and the bear market starts, right? I do not feel or see, and if you zoom out, the Bitcoin's still in an uptrend regardless of how it was dropped. It's still very in an uptrend. We are in fear, but we're still higher than when we were euphoric above, when it broke out above 70Ks. So it's not the end yet. If you're not in, I would not suggest getting yet. But if you are in, I would suggest just hold out a little bit. Make sure you take your profits, because I believe there will be a last leg up, and then we'll see the actual bear market. And the bear market takes around like 1 to 2 years on average, so you can accumulate in those positions, right? But don't get all these crappy coins. Make sure you get utility, and don't use trading or crypto or anything as a like, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to make a business. I'm not going to, have a career. That's dumb. Trading, crypto, all of this is just a way to make money, right? It's just a way to it's a way to multiply your money. Whereas you still need a way to make money, cash flow. That's a whole different area of your life that you need to work on. But if you pair the two together, it's generally life changing, and that's how I've managed to do very well for my age and continue to have this game plan to build in the future, right? We want to be here for a long run, not just these guys that are here for a month and then they disappear, right? We're trying to do things the right way, consistent, and level up in all areas of life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You got a bit of understanding of how I tackle crypto and how I maneuver in taking profits, etc. And that's how you're going to win forever in crypto. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll catch you